Hello everybody, it is the Abstractionist. So I am here, I finished Jupiter, let's do Saturn. It's Saturn now. So I didn't do that in Jupiter, but this is what I'll say. So these are readings for people with aspects, Saturnian aspects, so fall, detriment, domicile, stuff like that. It's for people with significant aspects in their chart, significant Capricorn in their chart. Also, if you go by zodiac, I don't go by zodiac here, I do planetaries, but for purposes of uploading, I tend to put the zodiac. I am using a deck that I consider Saturnian, which is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's get into it. What are the messages for Saturn? And this is for summer 2024. I know we're like way into it now, but you know, it is what it is. The Hermit, the Chariot, ooh. The Pentacles. Okay, past energy will help you, definitely. It will help you a lot. Past energy will help you. Past wisdom will help you. Past lineage will help you. There's a lot that will help you. And with that web there, keep a lot of stuff at bay. So you may be really big on the protection magic. We got the Six of Coins. It seems like keep it up. Your ancestors are okay with what you are offering. Very helpful. There may be like a recipe book that you can, or grimoire, I guess, as you say. The Sun, the Lovers, Ace of Wands. There may be a grimoire or something that your family has passed down, or just like, this seems like a family of like people, right? Family of witches, family of practitioners, family of root workers, family of like priests, priestesses, family is being passed down in the line. You may need to study something more. They may have put you in a space where you need to figure out how to move forward, working on things, moving things, illuminating, figuring out where you want to be, what you want to do, who, you know, you're going to have to be to get there, who's going to have to be in your life or leave it, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of planning, a lot of acknowledgement, neutrality of situations, a lot of acknowledgement of the neutrality of something having to go away in order for you to build up something else. And not necessarily, it's like you said, it's neutral, but it does lean on optimism, but the idea of pessimism, planning, I guess. You have the Four of Coins, the Two of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. There is a sense of making sure that energetically you are tight, energetically you are aligned. This reminds me of a video that I did like 2 years ago or something like that, but it was about the energetics of success, and it was a Pluto or Scorpio reading, and it was the energetics of success and making sure that you when you start to shift into this new thing, almost like I don't want to say body snatcher type, but like a business marketing course or something like that, where to be this new person, you have to take a business marketing course. I'm flipping through these cards, I'm organizing them again. It's like I can't even focus on doing the reading. I have to like do other things. So like a business marketing course, let's go back to that, right? A business marketing course. Who is your target audience? What are you hoping to achieve? What are you offering in the marketplace? What is the marketplace? Do you even know that? These are like questions and very systematic. I would definitely get out of your mind a little bit though. It does seem you're in your mind a lot more. And that may not be so positive, especially if you are stumped on your market research. of self, right? Market research of self. Self entering the world. Self of entering the world. Self of trying to figure things out. There may be versions of you you've tried, haven't worked. Start over. Start with that. Start over. It's okay. Start over. It's okay. Start over. A lot of starting over, a lot of having to figure it out. This seems very, very detached. I like it a little bit. A little detached because there's this idea and a knowing that you won't be in this state for long. But there's an idea and a knowing that the attachment to the reward that you get by being this specific person is fleeting, and that you need to simply understand that you're going to be this thing for the moment, and then you won't be that thing. And it's almost like understanding that it's a means to an end, but not in a negative, an ultra negative way where you're using people, but it's a means to an end. And it's, I guess this is the unacknowledged truth about change, that any change is really a means to an end. Whether you are actively seeking the end, it is a means to an end. You changing in any regard is that, right? You changing your hair, you changing your job, like it's a means to an end in some respect. And there just may be less of a airy, fairy, feathery, love and light version of that. Like there's no way of getting around that. And this may bring up a crisis within you about, are these changes, this idea of authenticity and organic development, that development is supposed to be it's on the opposite ends, it's on the poles, but it's never as neutral. It's never like you just get in there and you do it and you move through it. It has to be an extreme. You may be someone who likes extremes. And only through extremes do you feel like you find out who you are. And sitting in a neutrality space, or a space where you see things kind of for what they are, or see things plainly, because it forces you to get out of the polarities. You start to have this existential, it's almost like the polarities are the polarities show you care, or you have like, I don't know, like an ego or something like that. But being neutral almost feels like you hate feeling like you're calculating. That's where it comes across. You feel like being neutral feels a little bit more calculating, a little bit more perhaps in the masculine sphere. That's something that you may be very uncomfortable with. It's not a friend. It feels like it's not a friendly energy to you. It feels very distant. It's not a friend. It's not something that you've employed a lot. This detachment, neutrality kind of thing. You've always been on the extremes of things in terms of you like it or you don't. And to be in the center allows you to see both, and perhaps seeing both sides. Seeing both sides of certain situations forces you to see yourself and the ways in which you perhaps are less able to solve questions or solve problems that come up because you're in the extremes, meaning you overlook key information that you would need to move forward. This is not like Jupiter, but it does have a tinge of Jupiter coming from it. But this is totally different vibe. Being neutral seems like it's a space that requires you to understand both sides of self, both sides of argument, and to then choose what you're going to do, having weighed out the pros and cons. This feels like also another reading I did with Morally Gray. And there may be this idea of like an altruistic view of the world, of what you want to do, and the idea that things are a lot grayer, morally gray, means to an end, are what they are, is very hard to deal with. I can say that because I just processed something that I was like, oh God. But for you guys, Saturn, my Saturn return is here. So this is definitely something I can use. But not being neutral allows you, okay. So with this Hermit, this Hermit and this Chariot card, it allows you to work and be in the past so much, because technically the Hermit is the next season after the one we're in. And I just feel like this timeline hop is still looking back at this Chariot and trying to figure out things. And being swung on either side keeps you wrapped up in and not resolving kind of how you really feel, how you're really going to move through it. The detachment is a little bit scary. The detachment feels a little bit scary to you. And maybe because you thought you would always be attached to certain things, like certain ideals and stuff like that, but you're not, and that's scary because it's like, well, you know, this is somebody who chose an altruistic job, right? Perhaps an altruistic job, and realized that it really was only for the money, that like what you really wanted was the money, right? Like it does good in the world or it helps people, but it really is a means to an end for you, right? It's a means to an end for you, and it's on very practical levels, right? You're willing to expend your energy to have very practical needs met. And I think a lot of people may not know how to deal with that, right? Like, so these are people who go in like healthcare fields or fields like that really require a lot of energy of you, but you get paid a lot of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is somebody who chooses things based on money, but they say it's based on the energy or the vibes or what I get to do in the world, but it's really the money. And that's okay. Like, it's really the money. I can definitely tell you I'm about to shift to make more money, because you need it. Like, you need money, right? So this is also to do the market analysis on yourself, do a market analysis on the market, do the analysis on yourself, and don't be afraid of what you may find. That I feel like there's this idea, and I worked as a pharmacy technician. I definitely saw that people got into healthcare for the money. It is what it is. They showed up every day because it was the money, right? Like, they may have helped people, right? Like, as a pharmacy technician, I helped people with the prescription, as far as filling it, getting it into them on a timely manner, talking to them, stuff like that. Like a nurse will come in and help you X, Y, and Z, be friendly, help you. They facilitate the environment for the most part that you would need to like heal or rest or something like that. Even as a massage therapist, I'm very, interested in the body and working with people in the body and moving through the issues, but it is a means to an end. Like, it's a means to an end. Like, I expend my energy in this way and it's motivated by money. Like, it's motivated by money. And I think for some of you guys, the strong ideas you have around earning money or things being a means to an end stunts your growth and keeps you in the past with regards to certain things. And you're not necessarily allowing new things to come through as a result. Because there's still confusion about, it could be confusion about money, but it could be confusion, judgments about money, judgments about what it means. Are people who make a lot of money greedy? Are people who, it also helps you, if you get neutral, it helps you to see perhaps the duties and obligations that you have towards something and why you do something. And it comes to your job, right? Like, yeah, you may like it, but if you don't do it, you'll get fired. You may like your job, but like, if you don't do it, you won't get paid, or you won't get billed a certain amount, or you can't bill a certain amount. Other things to consider, just like you chose to do things to help people, but the idea of money is a huge block mentally. And I just feel like this is something that maybe like asking for money or asking your worth is what's needed. Considering your worth and taking a hard stock at it and being okay with what you see in terms of what you need, and then acting on it. Because you have 2 aces, and you have pretty good aces. So you can put a lot of energy into stuff that makes you money. This also extends to your relationships, your ability to be neutral and see the people for who they are, or just neutral, and see things for what they are, allows you to accept the blame where it accurately and appropriately fits. And there may be an avoidance of that. And that's why there's a swing on polarities. Because if you were to be neutral, you would have to see things for what they were and not demonize or idealize. And that could be pretty hard to do, particularly in relationships. And if things have been unstable in that way, that is something that may need to be worked on. So let's go. These videos are getting longer and longer every time I do it. I'm using the card of emotions. So Jupiter, summer. No, not Jupiter, Saturn, my goodness. So you might want to watch the Jupiter. Saturn, summer 2024. Saturn, summer 2024. I just did Jupiter. Ugh. Let's see. Doesn't want to talk a lot. This is gonna be like the longest one. Okay, so I guess there isn't one that needs to be said to you guys. You already know how you feel, where you want to go, etc. So there's no point in, other words, feeding you things. You've seen what you've seen what you needed to see, and dissolved what you wanted to see in favor of this. And now you can move forward and dump out the confusion. And instead of 7 of Cups, have 6. So thank you for watching Saturn. I'll talk to you guys later in the fall.